Hello and welcome to this technical analysis. My name is Mr. G and I'm not a financial advisor at all, not licensed. Do not take this as financial advice. I am just sharing my thoughts. And what have I done in the past? Today, what did I do? I sold all my Bitcoin. That is crazy. What the hell, Mr. G? You just sold all your Bitcoin. Look at this higher high. This high is higher than this one. We got a daily, I guess you could say a weekly uptrend. What the hell you doing, Mr. G? Well, maybe I am crazy. Maybe this is not a bull trap and I've been wrong, but I don't think so. I still think this is a bull trap, and I'm going to explain why in this video. The thing is, am I saying that you should sell all your Bitcoin? No, not at all. You do not want to do something like following a YouTuber who shares his thoughts with some kind of crazy voice and a crazy name like Mr. G. No, don't do that. You do what feels right for you. I am managing my risk right now. I've been having a great year, great profits. If you go look at the calls I made on my previous videos on my channel, I've been having some pretty nice success. So this is wealth preservation that I'm doing right now. I just find the market is too shaky. There's been a super powerful pump right here, and if you saw my last videos, you know I've been selling a lot here, and I just thought right now was a good moment to sell even more, which is actually everything I got. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to get back in the market. I'm very, 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 very bullish for the long term of Bitcoin. I think it's going to go into 6 digits, and I even believe it's going to go in the $1 million price range, and maybe even more. But this could take years, and I have no idea how long it will take, and I just don't think it's going to happen this year. But I could be wrong. And how will I be wrong? Well, if this 60 to 65k area gets broken and there starts to get some grinding in there, or whatever happens that just blows this top right here, which we see on the monthly, of course this will look very, very bullish. So I may change my position in this, in my opinion, if that happens, but I don't believe at all that this is what's going to happen, and I'm going to explain to you why right now. Okay, first of all, is this completely unusual behavior for Bitcoin? No, not at all. Look, remember last video I talked about how this was a very bearish signal. Is this cross between the red and the yellow, which is a moving average, which is the 10 simple moving average, the red one, and the yellow is the 21 moving average. And this is the bearish posture, the yellow above the red. Does this mean that it was going to go down right there as the signal was happening? No. Very often what you get is the bullish posture like this. The red is above the yellow for a long time, and then you get the bearish signal like this. And then price goes into it and above, okay? It goes, there's a cross back up. This is the bullish posture, the red above the yellow, and it's a fake out, and everybody gets bullish. And then you get what is a bull trap, actually, because you need a lot of bulls to create a bull trap, to trap these bulls. And the thing is, when I made my last video, everybody was extremely bearish, and I as I often am, I was early. Just like when I was calling the bull trap right here, I was early, it went against me, and then boom, down. So I was early again. And I'm always going to be early, because you better be early than miss the boat and just miss the whole call or miss the trade. So that's something that's going to happen all the time. And if you go look in my past videos, I'm always early. Every past video I've been right on my calls, but I was early. The price went against me after I made the call, before going my way later on. And I'm a swing trader. Okay, I don't margin trade. I don't do leverage trading. I think it's way too dangerous. So what I do is I just buy low and sell high. And right now it's pretty high, so I've sold everything. But I may go back into it later if it becomes too bullish and there's obvious signs of second parabola coming. But I don't think that's going to happen. So let me explain. First of all, is this unusual behavior for Bitcoin? Well, look, you remember last video how I talked about when the price goes into this range with the cross between the yellow and the white goes down. There's a big gap, big bearish gap right here, which creates a bear trap and then a bull trap. And the price goes below the pink and above the white. Well, if you go see in the past, same thing happens like this. And what happens? The price goes below the pink, above the white, below the pink, above the white. Another bull trap. This was Corona times, to be fair, so maybe if the Corona hadn't happened, we would not have seen that. But this is the data we have. I work with the data. I have to analyze probabilities. I'll never be 100% sure. I will be wrong at some point. Maybe this is the time where I'm wrong, but right now, it's not unusual behavior for Bitcoin, I believe. Look at right here, another bear market. There was below the pink, above the white, far above the white, then below the pink again, then into the white. And look, the bull trap right here, you have a first high, then a correction, then a high, which is, it's not technically a higher high than this high right here, but what it is look at all this time spent above the last high. So this makes people even more bullish than they were right here, because they're sure it's gonna explode. Okay, all this time above most of the time spent here. Same thing here. You get a first high on this other bull trap right here, you get a correction, then it goes even higher. This is actually technically a higher high from here. So a lot of people were probably thinking this is a daily uptrend, higher high, so it's going to go beyond. But no, it was a bull trap. If you go in the past, even further in the past, in 2000, what was it, 2014, 2014, right here, you get in the range of these moving averages again, with the cross with the yellow and the big gap right here, goes in the pink above everything, then below the pink, above the white, then below the white again, correction back down, then above the white again. So I just think this is kind of the usual behavior for Bitcoin. Now we went above the below the pink, the cross right here, the big gap between the yellow and the white, moving average, and then you get below the pink, above the white, then correction below, then above it again, you get a higher high, making, oh no, I get some, makes everybody bullish. And look at this. This is the fear and greed index, okay? This is a very powerful indicator, okay? It doesn't always work if you try to be contrarian with this, but it very often works, especially if you're looking for bear traps and bull traps. Look, last week we were extreme fear, okay? This was right here when I made this, I talked about the bearish sign. This was a 24 fear signal, which was very fearful. So how are you gonna trap bulls with no bulls around and everybody's bearish? Didn't make much sense, did it? So that's my bad. I should have been clearer that the bearish sign doesn't necessarily mean down immediately. It could very well mean another pump. But I should have said that. But the thing is, you never know. It could be like an immediate boom back down, like it sometimes happen when, like, for example, right here in the Corona dump, when you got the bearish signal right here and pow. So you never really know. But what did we get? We get a powerful rally, which, look at this, the stochastic right here is very, very high. And this trend line, which has been working absolutely perfectly right here, seem to be working again. Now, maybe it won't work if the price goes up like this and then starts using this trend line as support. This will obviously look very bullish, but we are not there yet, so we'll see. Another thing that just to let you know before I finish about the fear and greed index, this was taking yesterday, which the price was right here. So the price went even higher and made a higher high. So for sure you're going to get some news, bullish news everywhere, okay? So this is going to go up for sure in 8 hours. They're going to refresh it, and it's going to, just look at how I'm talking. My own psychology has become much less bearish than it was last time, even though I'm still a bear and I think this is a bear market. And we're going down to at least 30K, maybe below. But what I'm saying is there's going to be more bulls pretty soon, and the price may grind sometime in here, so make people very bullish to test out their psychology, their bearish narrative, and make them switch bullish to trap them as bull traps do. So that's what I think is going to happen. Another reason why I think this is because, whoops, I lived through the 2018 bear market, and I remember very well what was happening. Is Bitcoin was struggling, there was all these bull traps, but the altcoins, which were also struggling, had some crazy altcoin action. They were exploding everywhere. There was some crypto kitties sold for crazy amounts. There was the crypto punks. There was all sorts of nonsense which was exploding. And what do we have right here? Let's go look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. Very interesting situation. I'll just remove the moving averages. I don't need them here. So what happened when the blow off top? When the top happened in 2017, almost 2018, it was around this area, okay? You had a big drop in Bitcoin dominance, and then it continued to drop as Bitcoin was dropping. The altcoins were going crazy. And then with time, the Bitcoin dominance went up because everybody switched their money from altcoins to Bitcoin because it was the safest, and the market was looking bad and worse and worse. But as the Bitcoin dominance was moving up, there was crazy moonshots everywhere in altcoins and in NFTs and all sorts of crazy things, even though generally the Bitcoin dominance was moving up. And I think we're seeing a very similar scenario right now. The top for Bitcoin was around this area, very similar, as you can see. Big drop. Look at this super high spike. There was not a retest of this area, and then a super massive down, and anemic bounce right here. There's almost no retest of all this situation right here. If you look, charts in general do retest, like you see right here, big dump and then retests in the area of the dump, big dump, retest in the area of the dump, big dump, retest like this. But here it's like barely a bounce. It's ridiculous. There's definitely some room to move higher. Even though, to be fair, if you look at the bigger time frames, this is very bearish chart. Very, very bearish chart. I expect that with the years, this chart will continue to go down because there's more and more altcoins. They often don't die, even when they're shit and nobody wants them. They still don't die. So this puts pressure on this chart for the downside. So I expect this chart to be this resistance here to be broken at some point in the future. But I'm saying I would not be surprised at all if there's some kind of upwards movement before more down. Okay. So this is, oh, and the last thing to explain how this situation look. Big dump, top, Bitcoin top right here. Then you get a bounce and then some more altcoin action. Big dump, top right here, bounce, more altcoin action. Then it's going up. Look, it's going up right now as the Bitcoin price is going absolutely ballistic. Which, to me, means that the people are moving their money from altcoins to Bitcoin as Bitcoin is high, which is maybe some time to sell some Bitcoin or just move into the safest asset. So I don't know, it seems to me like it's a very similar situation as happened in 2018. And the last thing I want to show you is, look at this. I was trying to buy some NFTs in the last months, okay? This is Amber Sword. It's, I think from the research I made, I think it's the best looking video game that uses NFTs. But it's not out yet. It's just that they're on the pre-alpha stage, okay? And I'm not trying to shield this. On the contrary, I probably should not talk to you about this because if you want to buy it, you're going to be competition for me because I can't get the goddamn NFT. They won't sell it to me because there's too much demand. So I'm definitely not shilling this thing, but I'm just trying to explain to you the situation where the madness in the NFT space is very probably, to the way I see it, a bubble and it's not sustainable. which adds more to the bearish market hypothesis. Look at this. There was a community sale, okay? It's a land sale. You can check it out. Ember Sword looks very nice. It's the only video game that I feel confident in buying NFTs because I think it looks really good. But they're in the pre-alpha stage, which means you can't even try it out. The game, it's impossible. It's not a beta. It's not about to get launched. It's just a project. It may never even happen. Sometimes in the crypto space, there's exit scams. There's projects that die. There's projects that get hit by the SEC. Who knows what's gonna happen to this? And yet, look at this, $400 for this NFT I wanted to buy was a settlement land. Apply to purchase? You cannot. Applications closed. And I received an email a couple of weeks ago saying your applications was not accepted and they don't want to sell me an NFT, which is kind of crazy. I offered these guys $400 and they don't want it. And we're talking about a game who may never come out. They say it's going to come out in 2022. It may come out in 2023, 24. Who knows? It's not even a beta yet. You can't even try it out. So, for all I know, this could even be a scam. I don't think it's a scam, but you don't know. And I offer these guys $400 and they don't want it. This is absolutely insane to me. And if you go look at how much these NFTs are sold right now, as of today, on the markets, look at this. 2.8 Ethereum for the same settlement NFT on Ember Sword. Right now you get one Ethereum, and the average, this is in the last days and last weeks, it was sold for 1.7 Ethereum, 1.95, 1.8, 1.7, and it's been going up from 1.5, 1.6. So if you look at the price right now, you could say that there's an average of 1.7, around 1.7. What does this mean? 1.7? Well, at the price of Ethereum right now, this means 15 times the price. Imagine I would have received an email saying you've been accepted and we will sell you a settlement plot and you will be a player on the Ember Sword. Well, I could have sold it the same day for 15 times the price. I think that's completely insane. I don't want to say if I would have sold it or not, because just in case Ember Sword would find this video and they'd be like, well, we're not saying to this dude, he doesn't want to keep it, just wants to be a hustler and sell it. So I'm not saying, but you probably know what I would have done with this. I probably said too much. But what I'm saying is it's crazy. I mean, I know that this is a great opportunity to sell for like maybe a 20x, 50x, 100x in the future, but the game is not even that when we don't know it's pre-alpha. So selling the same day that you buy it 15 times the price, I think it absolutely insane. So I think this fits with the narrative of we're in a bubble right now, and this is just a big pump to make everybody bullish again, so that the bull trap can actually be effective and trap bulls, which was not the case right here. It was too bearish, and that was kind of my mistake. That's why I made my video a little bit too early, as I always do. When I called here for a new low below the pink moving average, the price went against me, and then it went where I said. Then I said it was a bear trap right here. It went against me for 2 whole weeks or 3 weeks, I'm not sure. And then it went my way. So these things always happen. I have like a pattern where I'm always early. Same thing on the S&P 500, when I said right here that there was going to be a big dump coming and that the price could go up some more. I didn't know how long, but it would happen when the stochastic get broken right here. It was coiling up, and then poof. And that's exactly what's happening right here with this huge trend line here that got broken. Very bad sign. I'm not saying it's going to keep going down right here. It could go up, hit this as a resistance, and then down some more. Not sure, but for sure, I was a little bit early on this call, and the dump happened a little later than I was expecting. But I was saying, like I've been saying all the time, and I think I need to emphasize more on this, that I have a huge tendency to be early, guys. So don't take my calls as like, hey, it's happening right now. Okay, so that was my analysis. That's what I think is going to happen, but I could be completely wrong. I've been having great success with my calls, but I will be wrong at some point. Maybe this is the point where I'm wrong. You let me know what you think. If you have any idea why you think I may be wrong, I would love to hear your ideas. I love to be challenged. So feel free to give your comments. I forgot to tell you one last thing. The gaps. Look at this. This is a GBDC. As you can see, still biggest gap in GBDC history. And I highly expect that this will be filled at some point. Price will go down to fill the gap. People think gaps are crazy mystical thing and they're not reliable, even though the data says that they are reliable. I don't think there's anything mystical about them. I think they make perfect sense when the market moves without a whole bunch of people, investors, like what's happening here. The market moved without the GBDC. Naturally, these moves have less strength, so they might come back. They're very likely to come back. There's many ways of seeing this, why gaps get filled, but there is a gap right here. There's even a gap right here. There's even another gap right here. And there's one right here, which is very small, but it's much bigger on the CME. Much bigger gap right here, never got filled. Another one right here, never got filled. So, but does this mean that it's gonna get filled right here, right now? No, not at all. Look at this, GBDC. There's another one right here, even higher, not filled yet. And if it went there, there would still not be a higher high on the monthly. So, and the thing is, it can be very long. Look at here. When there was a gap right here, it took 1.5 years and a pandemic to bring the price down and fill the gap. So is it gonna come right here, right now, or are we going to have a massive other parabola and then down and fill the gaps? Who knows? This could be in a year or 2 years, or it can just roll over like this and just make another big bump, and it would be the 2 bumps bear market like this. Who knows? I don't know. I have no idea of the time frames, and that's why, as you see what I'm saying, I'm not leverage trading, because I'm never precise with my calls. I'm just pretty good at giving predictions, but it's never precise predictions, because precise predictions I would get destroyed all the time. So that's the reason why I felt it was a good time to unload my bags right now. But to me, it's just probability statistics. Even if there's another parabola, maybe I'll catch it and triple my money and then get out, and as this way, and eventually 2 years later come buy back when the gap gets filled. That would be the worst case scenario, but that would in my bearish hypothesis, but it is possible. So but that would still work out for me. So that's why that's my strategy. Doesn't mean that you should do this strategy. That depends on you. If you're leverage trading, I'd say be very careful about the things I say, because I'm so imprecise. But the probabilities that price will one day, either very soon or in a very long time, come back down, are pretty high. So that's why I managed the risk the way I did by selling my Bitcoin, and that's why I consider this wealth preservation, not ultimate super powerful precise calls. Okay, have a good day.